How do you see that specific actually?
It's an important aspect, but I think that if you listen carefully to the witnesses today, the pathway that families were describing was oftentimes starting with alcohol. Oftentimes involved prescriptions of opioids for legitimate reasons sometimes. Other times these were full bottles of pills left in medicine cabinets and diverted for illicit use. So there's a number of sources, and we have to be concerned about all of them because this epidemic of drug abuse and drug addiction is a crisis in our state and in our country right now.
Do you support his bill as it relates to the reimbursement of these providers who tying that to patient happiness?
The pain?
Yeah.
Okay. Just about 15, 16 years ago, there was the introduction of a pain scale. And so people who are getting, say, their annual physicals, you know, you're used to them taking your pulse and taking your blood pressure and taking other measurements. And people started getting asked about where were they on a 1 or 0 to 10 level of pain. Oftentimes, and certainly in some health systems, providers are judged by how they manage a population of patients. And so, do they keep the average blood pressure in healthy ranges? And what are they doing to help with population health? And as you add the measure of pain, they are being judged in part on how they treat pain. I think that this has caused some very unintended outcomes. And it is one significant factor in the epidemic that we're seeing right now. It is not the only factor. So we heard also it's frequently, say after a minor surgery when one might need some pain medication for 1 or 2 days, they're getting a month's supply. You heard about literally the billions of highly powerful and addictive drugs that are being prescribed across America on an annual basis. So all of these things are things we need to look at, and changes changes in the training and preparation of doctors and other prescribers is one necessary ingredient in solving this crisis.
Well, it sounds like Senator Johnson, his first approach is to want to control the borders and then do treatment and the other options. Do you think that controlling the borders and securing them should take precedence over treatment, or do you think at the same time we should fight them both at the same time?
I want to start with the people in the state of Wisconsin who are experiencing these tragedies, the family members who want nothing more than for a son or daughter to receive the treatment that they need to really kick an addiction, and recognizing that there's prevention activities, there's crisis intervention like the administration of Narcan or naloxone to reverse an overdose, and then there's treatment for the initial phase, and then there's lifetime recovery. And you heard Tyler talking about the fact that this is something he's going to struggle with for the rest of his life. That's where I want our emphasis to be. I'm going to work to those ends.
Hey, Tammy, are we losing the war on drugs? Are we losing? I talked to Ron recently. He said we're not winning.
I think in many ways, historically, we have taken a one-sided approach to the war on drugs. And what I was just talking about in terms of having a comprehensive prevention, crisis intervention, treatment, and recovery focus is where I think we need to go to turn the tide and start winning it.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.